Hey, what's up, fantasy managers? This is the Fantasy Red Zone. We're going to go over the news from the weekend, and then we go into our smashes and crashes, where we discuss 10 players that either boomed or bust. If that sounds good to you, hang around for 7 seconds.
You can do it!
What's up, Zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard youth and Wolt, coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone. Today's episode, we're going to be doing our first segment of this thing. It's called Fantasy Smashes and Fantasy Crashes. Smashes, crashes, studs, duds, shit like that. We're trying to make our own thing, so get used to it.
I like
Jason.
it. Yeah,
we've got 5 smashes. We've got 5 crashes. We're going to be going over the news first. But before we get into all that, I'm going to stutter. I just did that again. Hey, Jason, would you please tell the public how they can help this show?
Yeah, if you guys made it this far, if you guys could please hit the subscribe button, press the like. We'd like the likes. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think of our reviews, or if there's another player or two that you want us to review. If you guys like the radio, we're also on Spotify at the Fantasy Red Zone.
Thank you, Jason. Hopefully we fixed our audio issues. We did not realize that Jason's microphone was 100. Mine was at 20. So now we're both synced in at 70. If you don't like our volume, please let us know so we can adjust.
We were, it was like Godzilla and a field mouse.
Man, I couldn't even wear my headphones, man, when I was trying to edit these videos. I was what the fuck? Anyways, also, Jason, it was a good week in fantasy for both of us. We both, I don't know who actually got high points in our league, but it was between you and I. We both scored over 140. I feel bad for the dude I'm going against because he's going to get like 130 points and he doesn't even win.
I know. I looked at that too. You and I were both up there. The deciding factor was 0.5.
Who won?
The lucky bastard.
Fuck you, Jason. All right.
By 0.5. One catch.
Moving forward. Let's not talk about that. Cam Akers, Jason. Apparently there are several teams in trade talks with Cam Akers. If he goes to a different team, do you think he's going to be like a top priority on your waiver wire or what?
I guess it just really depends what team he goes to, because the lucky bastard strikes again, and it was able to trade him 4 days before this even came out that the Rams are trying to trade him. I guess it just really depends what team he goes to. I would keep a hold of him and see what team he goes to, like how many running backs are on that team, what their plan is for Cam Akers. So,
I mean, it's funny because, Jonathan Taylor, they don't need him. The Lions, they just lost. Maybe the Lions would, if you went to the Lions, Jason, would you be picking up Cam Akers?
Yeah, I would do that.
I think that's best case scenario for him. Top offensive line. That's just off the top of my head. I hadn't even thought of Cam Akers destinations, but yeah, dude, I think that would actually make some sense.
Or the Browns.
Yeah, because you saw David Montgomery's going to be out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Browns, man, they never really addressed their backup. So anyways, fantasy football news. Amari Cooper is officially active for week 2, Jason.
Yeah, he's playing, and it kind of sucks because I know the manager in our league who has him did not start him this week just in case he was going to be out. But now he's playing. But I think that matchup is already determined. And if it was me, I'd be like, no, just rest Cooper. I need him for next week. Just rest him.
Well, Jason, he was going to be our start of the week. You and I both looked at him, and I was like, I went in a different direction. I went with Keenan Allen just because I ended up liking Keenan Allen's matchup better. Mm-hmm. Even though I do believe in Amari Cooper this year, even though, it's just, I need to see Deshaun Watson improve as a passer before I start believing in this. But still, dude, I thought I'd be afraid that he's not going to be like, he's going to be like a 70% out there, and he already didn't do well last week. It's kind of scary. Jason, DK Metcalf hurt his ribs, and he's supposed to miss practice this week, but is already expected to be playing in week 3. So you're going to be seeing, he's actually doing really well this year, especially in targets and everything. But this is just forewarning for all those DK Metcalf owners. Do not be afraid when you see Q pop up.
I guess the six-pack.
All planned.
I guess the 6-pack doesn't protect the ribs.
That fucker's got he's got more than a 6-pack.
Got an 8-pack.
Yeah, why do I even exercise, bro?
Yeah.
Doesn't even protect my ribs. I know if I gained a ton of weight, I'd probably protect my ribs. Jason, Brandon Ayuk, you saw what happened to him. He got knocked out I can't remember what quarter it was. I was watching the game trying to do my waiver stuff. It was super early, if I remember correctly. And so he did not participate in practice. It's his shoulder. Brandon Ayuk is going to be a top 10 wide receiver this year, and it just sucks going without him. And dude, what's his name? Debo had his opportunity, and it still was just not really a Debo game either.
Yeah, Debo Samuel was able to score. He did score.
I was going to say, I better check the stats because I was just watching that game on my peripherals, and I was like, man, I thought it was just going to be Debo.
Well, keep an eye on it because normally players that are what am I trying to say? Okay, the San Francisco wide receivers, they really do well when one of them
goes down, yeah.
Yeah, so if he's out, expect Kittle, Debo Samuel to do a lot better.
Yeah, and that's when Debo should have blown up at this last game, and he did lead, in targets and yards and everything, but still it wasn't much. So on to the next one, Jason. DJ Shark, dude, he's active for this game tonight. Oh, is he playing right now? The game's on right now.
Yep, 30 minutes ago.
Oh, and I wanted to say, Adam Thielen off the bat is already killing it. And I wanted Adam Thielen. I had to drop him for some of these Pukas and other people I've been picking up. But dude, Adam Thielen's going to be on my waiver wire show. Go check out the waiver wire show. It's going to be in the comments section. Saquon Barkley. You saw this last night?
Yeah.
MRI on his ankle, expected to be sidelined for 3 weeks.
It looked like it could have been worse.
Yeah, high ankle sprains sometimes are 4 to 6 weeks. So we're looking at half that, and I bet you he's going to come back probably in 2 weeks. They're going to give him a bunch of shots.
Yeah.
He's already got more testosterone than a normal person.
Just numb it up. Yeah, it looked pretty bad, especially when he was getting helped off the field. But so you always expect the worst.
He's young, Jason, but you remember your show, your age, running back age show. He's older than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, how do you feel about this, dude? I'm a Deontay Johnson owner as well. He is on IR. So we were talking about, maybe they'll put me on IR. Maybe they won't. Well, guess what, dude? They did.
Yeah, and I saw that today, and I was like, well, thank gosh that I went out and traded for Jacoby Myers for this exact reason. He's out. He's going to miss some time. He'll be back week 7, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I hope Jacoby Myers comes back from concussion better than ever.
Also, Jason, we just got a question, Waddle or AJ Brown full PPR. And I was like, I think Waddle got injured. I can't remember, but I think he did. And I was like, I would still start AJ Brown in the situation because it's going to be a squeaky wheel game. You hear about those. It's just like a Kirk Cousins. Not Kirk Cousins, Christian Kirk. Anyways, Jason, Jalen Waddle's in concussion protocol. I would not bank on him, dude.
AJ Brown for the win.
I was going to respond to him right now, but I can't. I don't have the time to do that shit. Anyways, hopefully you watch the show. Joe Burrow, Jason, calf is in evaluation process after aggravating it. So now we know what's wrong with Joe Burrow. We will talk about that later, but there's a good chance that he misses some time.
Yeah, maybe he should miss some more time because he doesn't look right.
Should never fucking came back. All right,
too soon.
Man. This is all 918 agreed. Oh yeah, you saw Patrick Mahomes agreed to a reconstructed contract. I think he was 7th in quarterbacks in salary per year now or something like that. So he restructured it, and now they want to restructure it again in 2026. So we were all praising him for being the Tom Brady. This is kind of taking a little turn. I think that he wants his money, and it's stipulated that he wants it again in 2026. So watching this team function the way it does right now, they're lucky that their defense is playing well young. But dude, they are discombobulated, and now they're going to be putting more money towards Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny that he made sure that he was going to be the highest paid quarterback for the next 3 years.
You fucker! It's that sucks, man. It's I see you on TV all the time, dude. Just take your money and run, man.
Yeah,
you're going to be a Hall of Famer. You're going to be doing what are those really comfortable shoes, Jason? That Joe Montana advertises.
Crocs.
What'd you say?
Crocs.
K-Swiss or some shit. Just do those. What are the Skechers? Just do
Skechers.
Do your Skechers commercials and win some more Super Bowls, man. I really want him to win more Super Bowls than Tom Brady. For God's sakes, dude. Also, Anthony Richardson in concussion protocol. Do not expect Anthony Richardson next week. I have him. I thought he was going to be like score 50 points, dude. And then he got concussed real early.
He was on pace. Yeah, he did it when he scored his second touchdown.
And then also, Jason, I did not realize that Zay Jones got injured until right now. His knee is getting further testing. He's considered day-to-day, but I think he got 0 points. No. He failed to haul in any of his 6 targets. Yeah, so that was just a shitty game. And he got injured, so.
I wonder when he went out of the game, because I was actually very surprised to see that he didn't put up any type of performance like he did last week.
Jason, you traded for Jacoby Myers. If Jacoby Myers is anywhere that you can get him, try to get him. I have a feeling that if the Raiders start losing, they might try to trade away Devonta Adams, maybe Josh Jacobs, everything. Fire sale. With all these great quarterbacks coming out, even though, man, I would almost hope that they just say, fuck Jimmy Garoppolo, let's play number 4. I forget his name, dude, but he did so good in the preseason. But yeah, Jacoby Myers is headed in the right direction, Jason, so you should have him this week.
This is good.
This is good. And I thought Jacoby Myers was going to kill it because I thought Devonta Adams got a concussion, which he got evaluated for it. Apparently he's doing pretty good right now. But this is the year. Yes, last year was the year of the concussion. I would be surprised if he plays next week. Jason, David Montgomery said it's going to take a couple of weeks for his leg to heal. That's funny.
I don't know why, but it sounded like you were trying to sound like David Montgomery. Like, David Montgomery, it's going to take a couple of weeks for this to heal.
If you can tell by my eyes, I'm so tired. I've not slept. Oh, man, I worked so hard yesterday. And I've got cotton mouth, man. I need to drink some water. I should have drank water.
Then now is the time for Gibbs.
Ooh, he did say thank you to us. I know, dude. Gibbs, what did we say? Hopefully he has another down week. Not only does he have another down week, now he's going to have a shit ton of opportunity. If Gibbs is going to do it, it's got to be now. He passed the eye test in the week 1. I was like, holy shit, who is this guy? Week 2, his stats did not line up with my eye test. I need to go watch some of that film if I can. All right, Mr. Jason. I think that is about it. Yeah, I think that's it, dude. Oh, also Odell Beckham Jr. I do want to say, Baltimore Ravens Odell Beckham Jr. has an ankle injury and he's expected to miss some time. So there's really no timetable for this right now. Who was that? Oh, Nelson Aguilar is my replacement for Odell Beckham because as soon as he went out, Nelson came in and actually dominated. I think he plays a different role than Zay Flowers.
USC. I think this could be good for Zay Flowers. Now I think he's been playing pretty well these last 2 weeks. Now with Odell Beckham gone, I like Zay Flowers in week 3.
What am I doing, Jason? Who's my first man? Oh, that's right. On to the smashes, Jason.
All right.
Oh, shit. That's not good.
Oh, what?
No wonder you don't do that with your fingers. It gets all greasy. Okay, so we're going to do Keenan, my man, Allen, my start of the week. My start of the week.
How did your start of the week do, Tyler?
Kill it. Fucking kill it.
Murderer.
He's going to get arrested for manslaughter for killing all those cornerbacks. Don't worry, Aaron Hernandez. He's not coming for your records.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Oh, shit. Damn, boy. Okay, so Keenan Allen. Let me get my shit up. Jason, I'll let you go first. He did get 28 fantasy points, Jason.
Okay.
I think I should have wrote down as projected, but I don't really give a shit about projected.
I got it all.
I think it was 10 or something. So 28 points. What do you think?
He was projected 11. He got 28. So that's 17 more points than ESPN thought. Yeah, this is ESPN projections. Dude had 10 targets, 8 catches on 10 targets for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. His catch rate, Tyler, was 80%. And yet he was still surprisingly the second in targets on the team, which is kind of crazy. This is something that the Chargers game plan was. Tyler, you said it. You can't run against the Titans, so you throw the ball. And he's already one of the best route runners in the game. He averaged 3.3 yards of separation while averaging 11 yards per target, Tyler. And it was actually pretty cool to see. It was like a scramble play for Justin Herbert, and then he kind of threw it to Keenan Allen. And Keenan Allen, he just kind of boxed out the defender, and it was like a rebound. It was pretty cool. It's like, you ain't getting this. This is my ball. This is my ball. And then his second touchdown was like it was a fake screen that he was able to take. It was awesome. It was a great start of the week. Titans gave up 305 receiving yards to the Chargers. So I'm saying this: play your wide receivers against the Titans.
Yeah, and Jason, he got that 111 yards and 2 touchdowns with only 24 yards after contact. If you hear my dogs, it's because I think they're horny and he can't get it, dude. He can't get it.
Not today.
Banjo, dude. If you know the show, you know Banjo. So anyways, I thought that was interesting. It didn't take he was just catching stuff and going down. It was all about just finding the open spots. And because I'm on the next gen stats, the chart of all of his catches. And man, he caught his touchdown literally in the same spot, man, like in the same spot of the field. It just came a couple different ways. But I am super encouraged that they are in the end zone and they are targeting Keenan Allen because usually that is like Mike Williams' territory. So this Kellen Moore is at least using Keenan Allen. Like, I don't know, man. I'm super excited for him. He is wide receiver 6 in our half-point PPR ESPN. And, I can't remember where I drafted him. He went super late this year because people thought he was washed up, and he's showing right now that he's not.
I bet you probably got him in like the 4th round. I feel like that's where he was normally going.
I can't remember.
I think it was 4th or 5th.
You know what? I think I did get him 4th, and then I got Kenneth Walker 5th because I think I got Kenneth Walker later than Keenan Allen.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's what I did. All right, Mr. Jason. That's pretty much all I have on Keenan Allen. And what do I think about the future for Keenan Allen? I think that his offensive coordinator and, dude, you're the Justin Herbert owner, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just tough matchups right now? Like, how do you feel about Justin Herbert?
I mean, Justin Herbert got me 20-something points back-to-back weeks.
There you go. So it doesn't. People are complaining about this offense, but really, it's doing well. And Justin Herbert got you those many points with all that rushing, last week. So Keenan Allen, man, like I think he could be on this list a lot. We're not going to be continually covering him, but he's going to be one of these guys that are going to not win you a league, but he's going to be on the top of the most common players on a championship because he was being totally undervalued this year, dude.
Yeah, he just needs to stay healthy and he needs to get those touchdowns. If they're going to keep making these plays like that design fake screen for him, he's going to be like what you said, Tyler. He's going to be a common player on championship teams.
Oh yeah, dude. And if you're telling me he's going to get, so he's averaging 9.5 targets per game right now. So if you told me that somebody in this offense is going to average that much, plus I would like to know. Dude, 2 touchdowns. So you're going to get maybe 50% touchdown chance every single game, dude. He should have gone and he could be like a late 2nd round wide receiver right now if it was a redraft. All right, Mr. Jason. Next up, you ready?
Yeah.
Your fucking man, Brian Robinson. He got shot 8 times and he doesn't walk with a limp. That was 9 times.
Why is this guy my guy?
Last year, you were all about him.
I wasn't quite all about him because I knew that
he got shot.
He got shot. He got shot. Been hit with a few shells. Now he walks with a limp. No, I mean, his efficiency sucks, but they just keep giving him the ball. It doesn't matter. He was ESPN projected him at 9 points, and he earned 27 points after the game. 18 rushes, 87 yards on 2 touchdowns. He averaged 4.8 yards per carry. That is like his best ever. But one of the best things for this guy is that he also had 2 receptions for 42 yards on 3 targets. This guy is also getting involved in the passing game, and that is huge. I had Antonio Gibson as my MVP this year, but it looks like I picked the wrong commander because the volume this guy is getting is Antonio Gibson is an afterthought.
Dude, he is running back 3 right now. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Isn't that crazy?
Sucks to realize this after 2 weeks that this guy is just going to be a chump. You know what? I went out and I tried to make a big statement. I was a big believer in him, but after these last 2 games, I picked the wrong commander. Robinson, he was averaging 22% of his snaps. There was 8 in the box, which is about league average. I've said this before, like his efficiency, like yards per carry has kind of been pretty low, but like now he's getting involved in the passing game, which is huge. And his running seems to be improving. Like his 15-yard touchdown looked pretty good in the fourth quarter. His receiving game is going to be important for next week as they play against the Bills. And this could be a tough matchup because the Bills held Josh Jacobs to -2 yards rushing.
And like I said, I mean, we're looking at the rushing charts right now on Next Gen Stats. It's pretty cool. He had like 5 rushes of 5+ yards gained. I think that is a big deal, dude. For somebody that I think does not pop athletically. I don't know if it's that offensive line. I haven't really had a good chance to watch the Commanders this year. And everything, Jason, is on the weak side. He's like, if you're playing Madden, it's all weak side. It's all weak side.
Well, I think this guy's like, as of right now, you got to put him in your lineup every week. Like he may not be doing 5 yards a carry like every game, but this guy's getting the volume. The next guy, okay, so he had 18 carries, Tyler. Gibson was the next running back with 2.
I know, man.
With 2.
So he's getting all the running back rush shares. But, dude, he was efficient this last game. We're talking about rushing yards over expected. He had +27. And I just made a big deal about Rachaad White having -38 against the Vikings last week. Look what Rachaad White did this week. So, dude, I talk shit about Brian Robinson, but he does look better than he did last year, which should be expected. I mean, second year from getting shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, dude. I think that he is a running back too, and he is probably going to be one of these players that aren't sexy that are going to help win you a league. Sucks, but I think that's the way it's going to end up, Jason.
It also helped that the Commanders had that great comeback against the Broncos too, because I thought they were pretty much dead in the water, but he helped them bring them back.
All right, man. Let's see. Do I have any other stats about this? I just have, what was it? Last week, he only had, he had 19 rushes for 59 yards last week. And then he had this big game this week. It does not take much to be a top 5 running back these days, Jason.
Yeah, but he also scored a touchdown last week through the air.
Oh, that's what it was. I didn't even, I saw the receptions and I didn't even look at the touchdowns. I was like, shit.
Yeah. I remember because I saw there was a running back who received a passing touchdown. I was like, Gibson! And then it was Brian Robinson, and I was like, I hate this!
Dude, I'm telling you guys, you should use nextgenstats.nfl.com. It's fun, man. All right. Speaking of fun, Jason, Mike Evans, I was so wrong about this goddamn team, dude. All right. Or is this an illusion? Is this just an illusion?
Let's say this, okay? The guy in our league has Mike Evans, and he's been trying to trade this dude.
He's all, Mike Evans just had another big game. Who wants him?
Yeah, I need a running back. But he's not even starting him. So it's like, you know what? If he believes in this guy so much, why is he not putting him in his flex? But yet he's willing to trade him for a big-time running back? I don't know. Sounds kind of fishy. He was projected 11 points in ESPN, and he finished with 27. 6 receptions, 171 yards, and 1 touchdown on 8 targets. That's 75% catch rate, and he was tied on his team. He was tied first on his team in targets. His longest reception was 70 yards. He was just like wide open. But you can tell age is catching up to him because he didn't outrun nobody, and he got stopped at like the 10-yard line. Then he's like, I need out.
He dove out of bounds.
He's like, I can't do this. He did have, yeah.
That fucking play was so long. Did you get to watch that 70-yard run?
Yes. It was on one of my 4 screens I was watching, and that's what I'm saying.
He ran like 150 yards.
He started on the left side of the field, and he ended up on the right side.
I'm just looking at that chart, and I'm like, shit. No wonder he's tired. Y'all talking about how tired he is. I'm like,
It's like it's not 2018 Mike Evans. He did have +10 over yards after catch expectation, I mean, which is great. That was +10. The Bears were like focused on not letting Mike Evans beat them deep because he had an average of 7-yard cushion. 7-yard cushion on Mike Evans. And his average target air time or average target air yards was 13. That's the same as Nico Collins, somebody else we're going to talk about a little bit later. Maybe
This is great,
next.
Jason. You are amazing. This is keep this shit coming, man.
Oh crap. Now you got me
Dude, your
nervous.
analytics are on point.
Well, I was also going to say, and the other great thing about that was that Mike Evans' air yards was 44% of the teams, which is awesome. It's like these are great for Mike Evans, but the two teams that he faced against were at the bottom of the league at giving up receiving yards last year. I think that has a little something to say about how well he's doing, but I like the targets. I mean, everyone should be throwing the ball to a 6'5", 230-pound wide receiver who gets a 7-yard cushion. But I'm not sold on the quarterback play just yet. And the next week, the Buccaneers play the Eagles, I think on Monday. So I'm not sold quite yet.
And Jason, he had, like yards after contact. He still got it, man. 83 yards. A lot of that was on that 7-yard play, but still, I mean, you can look at the chart, like, where it turns green, that's all yards after contact. I do see that he only lines up on one side of the field. So are there certain cornerbacks in the league that can, shut him down? I think that is one thing, because usually when all these modern, like, top wide receivers, you look at their charts, it is literally all over the place. So I think that he is a wide receiver that we need to pay attention to on cornerback matchups going forward. Like you said, he has not really faced a good cornerback yet, so I want to see him against a good cornerback.
Yeah, I'm trying to also go look and see how Baker Mayfield did, because I think he actually had a decent game. I mean, he threw for 317 yards. Gosh, dang.
So anyways, dude, Mike Evans, your wide receiver 2 on the year right now.
Yeah, so if you're solid on this guy, start him and don't have him on your bench and try to trade him.
Yeah, and I mean, all these guys that we're talking about right now, I do want to say, Jason, I wouldn't trade any of them. Like, I see. Let me see, who am I talking about before I do?
So, are you saying keeping them? So you're saying keep Mike Evans, Brian Robinson, and Keenan Allen?
No, you know what? I wouldn't mind if you could package Brian Robinson for something. I'd think about it. But it's like I do think he's going to put up running back 2 numbers for the rest of the year. And where you drafted him, that's amazing. But
yes,
I would rather cash in on somebody else. Like, get a blue chipper, like package him and somebody else and just get a badass running back or something.
Yeah.
Yo, look at this guy. He's fucking running back 3 on the year.
Yeah, it's crazy right now with this dude.
All right, Jason, we're going to talk about a rookie next.
All right, rookie. Oh, are we going CJ?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Puka, and I was like, I have heard so much Puka. I love Puka. I've heard so much Puka. I just want to give people's ears a break.
I get it.
Every show, every fantasy, everything is just talking about Puka.
I think people know about Puka right now. Let's give the people what they don't know. Let's tell them what they don't know. But we are going after CJ, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but I do want to say, I was the one that pointed out you should start Puka against San Francisco just because looking at Cooper Kupp's past production, man, and like he like matched him. He was like the same exact stat line, and then the fourth quarter happened and it just went nuclear.
All right, I started Tutu Atwell against the Niners.
Dude, watching Tutu Atwell, like now that they put him in motion and he can get a running start, he is open all the time. Like back when they didn't do all this motion, he was a bust. I think they drafted him in the 2nd round, dude. CJ Stroud, Jason.
Smash.
I thought he was going to chuck, man. 23 points. What did you think?
Yeah, he was projected 14 and he got 23. Good job, Tyler. You took half of my stat.
Can't let you take all the good shit.
What I like about this, other than the fact that he threw for 384 yards, is that he threw for 47 times. He had a 63 completion percentage, and he didn't throw one interception. He did have a fumble, but he did not throw one interception. He did have a +4 to completion expectations, which is good. So he was expected to get 59%, but he got 63. So he wasn't even expected to play it that well, but he outdid it. And this is the first thing that I noticed is that offensive line in Houston sucks. CJ was sacked 6 times, and the Texans only had 52 yards rushing in that game. The team average was 2 yards per carry. This is going to be a theme for the Texans moving forward. The defense will allow points from their opponents, and the Texans will need to rely on CJ to keep them in the game. Sometimes, though, CJ didn't look like a rookie, but some of his ball placement, because there was some of it that was just like on point, the timing was right. There was times that he looked really good, but he will be the garbage man of the year by collecting most of his fantasy points in garbage time. And if you know that and you still get him, that's fine by me, as long as you get your points.
Yeah, dude. So, I mean, you heard the waiver wire show. CJ Stroud was my only quarterback on there so far. And he's a garbage man, dude. He is the garbage man this year. He's only quarterback 15 for the year. But he was at Baltimore last week, dude, his first NFL game. And he still threw for 242 yards, which was way more than I thought. No touchdowns, but still. And now you see what he can do trying to come back from a deficit, whatever, especially in garbage time. And then Jason, he had a positive. It's not like it was through volume. He had a plus 4.2% completion percentage over expected. So, he's expected to get, 60%. He got like a 64.2%. So he's doing better than what is being given to him, which is kind of surprising.
He was projected 59 and he got 63. It's like,
there you go, dude. We're math fucking wizards here.
I said it earlier.
Did you really?
That's why I laugh at it. I'm like,
geez, man. Sorry. I'm not going to
kid. I get it.
I was pulling up the next guy's chart, and it kind of blew me away. I'm going to have to talk to you. I can't wait to talk to you about our next guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, so we're looking at better than expected. He's going to be down in every single game.
Yep.
He has unexpected weapons as well. Even Tank Dell, he's a super electric rookie. He got 10 targets this last week. Jason, Robert Woods is still decent. So he's got like 3 wide receivers and Dalton Schultz. I wish he had a better pass catching running back because Dameon Pierce, stone hands over there, dude.
Yeah, so like Robin Woods, like yes, he's slower, he's older, but he can still route run pretty well, and he can still catch, which is very important. There was a play where it looked like that this guy was actually going to take it the distance on like some 60-yard run, but that dude was hobbling along the way, and he didn't quite make it. But and also Nico Collins, God, we're going to talk about him, but that rookie, he got involved a lot, and which did he make your waiver show by any chance?
Yeah, he was on my waiver show.
Okay, that's something to keep an eye on because the Texans are going to throw. Last week, Tyler, this week he threw 47 times, if I said it right. Yes, threw 47 times this week. Last week he threw 44.
Yeah, I thought it was something like 90. It was like 90 some throws, which was like a tie for the most through 2 games or something like that.
Yeah, that's going to keep on going because that line for the Houston Texans sucks. I mean, hopefully he can stay healthy though because CJ did get sacked like 6 times in that game.
Dude, Jason, I forgot. You just reminded me. This was a game without Laramie Tunsil. The bong hitting badass.
Yeah.
Right tackle. So that's their best lineman, and he still did this. I thought that was good. All right, man. On to our next. You just said it. This is one of your sleepers, Jason. You picked this guy, and he is delivering for people. Nico Collins.
Yeah, he was projected 8 points last week, and he got 24.5. He had 7 receptions, 146 yards, 1 touchdown on 9 targets. He had 77% catch rate, and he was tied for second in team in targets behind Tank Bell, who had 10, the rookie. He looked good in this game. You can tell when he gets the ball, he fights for every catch and every yard. He had a 35-yard yards after catch, and I remember the play. He broke 4 tackles, and it was called back because of a holding call. I started him this week, so I see those potential points, and I'm just like, no, the Texans' offensive line strikes again. He was plus 2.4 in yards after catch expectation, which is great. We CJ gets time in the pocket. He finds Collins downfield. They have a good timing route right now. I mean, Nico Collins is kind of a big dude. It's kind of hard to miss. He averaged 20 yards a catch. So technically, when he catches the ball, it's already 2 yards or 2 points that he earns. Last week he averaged 13, so he's going to be seen downfield a lot too. Collins averaged 13 yards on airtime this week, which is great. And I put every reception is basically a point. I'm going to expect this throughout the season because of the theme of the Houston Texans going to have to play catch up most of the year.
Yeah, dude. And looking at his chart, the thing that stands out to me for wide receivers, I was just looking at Keenan Allen's, Mike Evans. This dude got yards after the catch on every single one of his receptions yesterday. Like 5+ yards after catch every single time, dude. So Nico Collins is hard to tackle. The only time that he did not get yards after the catch was a touchdown. So there's nowhere to go, dude. That's it. You catch it. Man, I was tripping out over that, Jason, because I was like telling you I was like distracted by this next guy's chart. So
Yeah,
he had 55 yards after contact out of the 146 yards. But dude, every single play they could not tackle him.
yeah,
It
he
was
was in the
awesome.
plus. He was in the plus for yards after catch expectations.
Dude, that's pretty awesome.
It looked pretty good, man. He was fighting for everything, dude. Everything. You couldn't tackle him. You couldn't stop him.
He's wide receiver 7 right now, Jason.
Yeah, and
And
you probably.
that's better than you imagined, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Josh Jacobs. I'm trying to find it. Josh Jacobs is all right, Jason. On to crashes. Crashes, burns, down in flames. Okay. So Josh Jacobs, I had Josh Jacobs like in my second tier of running backs preseason. I really like Josh Jacobs, just mostly because Nick Bosa said that he's the best running back that he's ever had to go against, college, pros, whatever. And you just saw what happened, man. Like, I thought it was going to happen again. Jason, what about Josh Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs, he was projected 13 points, and he finished the day with 7.5. I tried to look up stats on Josh Jacobs on the, what was it called, Next Gen Stats. You can't find it. You know why, Tyler?
Why?
Because Next Gen Stats data needs at least 10 rushes in the game. He didn't get that. He had 9 rushes for -2 yards and 0 touchdowns, but he did have 5 receptions for 51 yards on 6 targets. Probably the only thing that really saved him. Jacobs is definitely off to a slow start. Last week against the Broncos, he only scored 7 points. And dang, I don't know. What was I going to say with this?
I don't know. I was just looking at his chart too, dude. But I've got some good stats for him.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, then he went against the Bills this week. And you would think this matchup would have been a little bit easier for him. And we just saw Breece Hall rush for over 100 yards against the Bills after, returning from an ACL injury. That did not happen. The Raiders running backs only rushed 13 times for 20 yards. And like I said, things could have been a lot worse for Jacobs, but he did have 5 receptions on 6 targets. The last target, it was crazy. It was picked off, and the linebacker, literally like jumped on Jacobs and like picked the ball out from his chest, and it was an interception. It was pretty crazy. It was a good play. Next week, they are finally home. They play the Steelers. Maybe Jacobs is a little homesick, and he's going to tear him up. I don't know. I have to wait and see. But he's not playing too well right now.
All right, Jason.
Yeah.
He has not scored 10 PPR points in a game this year. He did that in 12 of 17 games last year. But he does, this is positive. He has over an 18% target share and has seen about 85% of running back rush shares. Only Jacobs, CMC, and Saquon Barkley have a 80+ running back rush share and a 15% target share so far this year. So his usage is amazing, dude. It's just like it's just not. We need things to change, man. But it's funny because you just talked about they didn't run the ball at all.
No.
So yeah, his usage is good, but his opportunity isn't there. If that makes sense.
Yeah, the opportunities. Like I said, he's off to a slow start, and I think right now the only thing that might save him throughout the year is that he does catch the ball. He does get the receptions,
and he's running back 28 right now in our half-point PPR.
Yeah, well, the -2 yards does not help. So
right,
he probably led the week with tackles for loss, stuff rate.
You lead the weak, I lead the strong. All right, Jason.
Who's next?
T-Law. So we loved Trevor Lawrence last year. We were right. You and I were both right about Trevor Lawrence last year. I loved him this year. I loved this game. I was like, you got to get a piece of this game, man. This is the highest over and under. I think it was like a 52 points or something like that.
Yep.
And I texted you. I was like, I wish I could be watching that game. Like I wish I had that game to watch because I need to know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah, it was not really a fun game to watch. It was definitely a battle of the trenches Let me just get a little set up here. Yeah, he was projected 18 points, but the Chiefs held him to 8. And just so you know, this was also Jason Moore's guy of the start of the week from the Fantasy Footballers.
Yeah.
He had a terrible 53% completion rate. He was 22 for 41. That was minus 11 for completion expectation for this week. He had 216 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but he was sacked 4 times, and he did rush the ball 5 times for 26 yards. And his average time to throw was 2.43 seconds, and that's going along with like the 4 sacks that Lawrence, or along with the 4 sacks that Lawrence took. He also got hit 7 times in the pocket. The problem was the Jaguars could not close on they couldn't close on the drives. There were zero.
Yeah.
There were, huh?
Yeah, no, I mean that's you hit that dead on, dude.
They couldn't.
Yeah,
they couldn't close. They were 0-3 in the red zone, and they were 3-12 on third downs. The line was overpowered by the Chiefs line. By seeing this, I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a few more days like this. He's going to have a few more games like this, but you know, it goes to, as we talked about, Tyler, his offensive line isn't great. It's not great.
I think they're missing Juwan Taylor because Juwan Taylor literally is offsides every play. That's that right tackle for the Chiefs.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, they just played against them. So Juwan Taylor was back home,
but
stopping the rush of the Jaguars.
Yeah. And I think this is just a story of Kansas City's defense, though, as well. I was listening to was it Chris Long on the Rich Eisen show, and he was just saying, dude, Chris Jones was just the man that game.
Yeah,
they had like 13 quarterback pressures last week when they played the Lions. Kansas City did. They doubled that this week. And Chris Jones, I think it was like 4 of the 5, like third downs and all this stuff. He got quarterback pressures. So when it matters, dude, Chris Jones is so good.
Yeah, he got a couple sacks in the game too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the Chiefs defense, they were glad to have him back.
Okay, I forgot. I wanted to do this, Jason. I forgot about this.
Do it.
So Josh Jacobs, are you targeting to trade for Josh Jacobs?
No. I am not a fan for Josh Jacobs this year. My whole reasoning was just like, he's been in the league for like 4 years, I think, and it took his 4th season before he actually did something with his life.
If you were a Swift owner, would you trade Swift for Josh Jacobs this week?
I would get Swift. Give me some Swift, boy. Because Rashad Penning, he's going to be working out Walmart at the end of this week.
I still believe in Josh Jacobs. Give me some Josh Jacobs. I think I would be targeting him in trades. Trevor Lawrence, Jason, if you have him, you're just riding with him, right?
Yeah. He's going to have games like this, but he's going to have games that are going to win you weeks.
All right, Jason. Speaking of wide receivers, which we did not, but Jamar Chase is our next up. 5.5 points.
Yeah, he was projected 16 points. And he got 5.5 after the game. Oh, dang. 5 receptions for 31 yards, 0 touchdowns, 8 targets, 62% catch rate, and he was tied for second on the team in targets. He wasn't first. He was second. It seemed like the Ravens' game plan was going in there and stopping Jamar Chase. His average cushion was 5.9, but the separation was under 3 yards, so I don't know what was going on, but Jamar Chase was just not feeling it. He got that much cushion from defenders, but he was under 3 yards, like separation. That just doesn't sound right with his speed. He only had 16% air yards shared in the team, which is pretty dang low. He did have a touchdown in his hands, but it was knocked out. So we could be talking a different story if he would have just came down with that, but the ball was knocked out. I was actually very surprised. I think he had both hands on it, but whatever. Sometimes that's just how the ball rolls. I believe Burrow was not forced at anything to him this game because he was focusing more on T. Higgins because that's what the defense was giving him. So he wasn't quite focused on Jamar Chase and kind of focused more on T. Higgins. As you can see, the difference in their points from that game.
Yeah, well, I just think that calf never got fully healed, and he cannot push the ball downfield like he used to and get it to Jamar Chase, like where Jamar Chase beats people. So I think it's a compounding issue. And what is he right now? Jamar Chase is wide receiver 57, dude.
And I have him in my Yahoo league.
He's averaging 8.5 yards per 8.5 targets per game, and he's like the most talented wide receiver in the league, pretty much. So it's just like, dude, I don't know. It'd be hard for me to get rid of him right now because you're just trading at an all-time low. Like, what would you even trade him for, man? Like, if somebody came to you and said, "Hey, I'll give you Keenan Allen for Jamar Chase," what would you do?
I don't know. I think I still want to hold on to him because in the league that I have him in, Tyler, it was our Yahoo league. I think I had the second overall pick, and that's who I went with. And I'm just not so ready to give up on the second round or second overall pick.
I think that's the trades you're going to be getting, dude. Is like Mike Evans and somebody, or Keenan Allen, or just some of this stuff. Even dude, AJ Brown for Jamar Chase. I know AJ Brown owners are upset, but if it would have to be a good deal, man. Otherwise, but I do not see Joe Burrow coming back from this anytime soon. I would just listen to the head coach, and all this shit just seems so negative, man. So it's like, as long as Joe Burrow's calf is bad, I think that Jamar Chase might be bad. If they get another quarterback in there, I think that Jamar Chase is actually going to be better. I think he will be a top 10 wide receiver. But with Joe Burrow with a bad calf, he's barely a top 30. He's not even a top 30 wide receiver.
So maybe you should trade for T. Higgins.
Yeah, I don't want T. Higgins. I think I drafted T. Higgins once, and I'm over that.
Screw that guy.
Yeah. So Jason, we might as well roll right into the next one. I'm not even going to erase this dude's name. I'll just put it right underneath. Joe Burrow. He only had 14 points, and that was like give me 14 points. I think that was during garbage time because when I checked, that dude wasn't doing shit. The offensive line does not look great, Jason, and he cannot push the ball downfield. That's all I've heard all day from Albert Greer and all these other people like Chris Long and everybody else.
Yeah, I'm starting to think is his calf? It's his right calf, right? And that's his planter's foot when he's throwing.
His right calf. Yeah.
No, there you go.
Because ESPN... and Jason, when you go back to throw, it's like you put your weight back, and then you spring forward off your right foot.
Yep. Gosh, that's crazy. It's still bothering him. I mean, it makes sense.
Remember when Jamar Chase was like, "Hey," Jamar Chase sounds like Mickey Mouse. Hey, you remember when? Sorry, if he stays out till week 5, I'd be fine with that. And it's like, okay, are we talking about him staying out for 5 weeks? Well, guess what, dude? He probably fucking should have.
Yeah. Well, it really seems like it. He needs more time for that calf to heal. ESPN had it projected at 21 points. Normally, when Burrow goes against the Ravens, he does pretty good. But he only got 14 points. So, and this is a guy that he's able to get you those points, those over 20 points. And that's why you drafted him probably in the 4th round, right next to Lamar Jackson. And he's not doing it. And he hasn't done it for 2 weeks, even though the last game was kind of like a windy game. But
plus, he literally lost you the game last week, dude. He had 82 yards and 0 touchdowns last week.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, Tyler, he has a total of 17 fantasy points.
Yeah, it sounds like my team last year. So it's just like, all right, Jason. Well, next up.
Okay.
Next up. Sorry, okay. My wife is talking.
Oh, before we go into that, I just want to say one last thing is that he did have some attempts in the end zone. Like if he threw the ball to T. Higgins for a touchdown catch. It was a bad throw, got intercepted at the 1 yard line. It just sucks where it's like if he would have caught that, we probably wouldn't be having the show about him. But it was a bad throw, bad decision. He was being aggressive and forced it, and it didn't work out. So he crashed and burned.
He crashed, not a smash. All right, Jason. I just kissed my beautiful wife, and now I'm gonna erase this. Breece Hall. I was so fearful of Breece Hall. I passed on him so much. But I looked like I was so wrong, dude, because he's looking good. And then, but he can't overcome Zach Wilson. So, I mean, what do you think about, he got 0 fucking points, dude. How do you feel about Breece Hall?
I was kind of in the same boat with you just because we've seen what happened to players who come back after an ACL tear. And this guy was coming back like super early, but I guess when you're younger, you're just Wolverine, dude. You rejuvenate faster than us old folk. He was projected at least 8 points against the Cowboys defense. Cowboys defense has played very well these last 2 games, but he finished with 0. He only rushed the ball 4 times. He only got 9 yards. That's a little over 2 yards per carry. He had 2 targets, but no receptions, man. And this is coming off a game where he played against the Bills and he ran 10 times for 127 yards, and he had a reception for 20 yards too. So even with the struggles against the Dallas Cowboys, he's still averaging 9.7 yards per carry, which is kind of crazy. It's also hard to split carries when your team only had the ball for 17 minutes in the Cowboys game and your quarterback threw like 3 interceptions. That goes back to the Zach Wilson thing, which is like a struggle for every fantasy owner right now. The one thing I do like that I do want to report is that after the game, Hall reported the team struggled because I only touched the ball 4 times. I don't know if that's like, did I sound like I was texting right there?
I was gonna say, Jason, that's one of my stats was so Sauce Gardner deleted his Twitter account and then got beer cans over this place. And then Breece Hall tweeted out 4 footballs because that's how many carries he got. So
yeah,
if I was the coaching staff, I would be like, dude, fuck this. We're gonna play defense and we're gonna run the ball with Breece Hall 30 times a game. So
yeah, he's got the skills to do it. And we'll see.
And Dalvin Cook already got stripped by Micah Parsons.
I know.
Put the ball on the ground.
I think they showed a stat there that Dalvin Cook, in like the last 4 seasons or the last season, he's like led the league in fumbles or tied or up there.
Oh, dude, I thought that Dalvin Cook was washed, but I did think that he'd be pretty good in the screen game and the receiving game with Aaron Rodgers, not fucking Garrett Wilson. Okay, Jason, I do want to go over the snap split. This is why he was pissed. Dalvin Cook got 16 snaps. Michael Carter got 15 snaps. Breece Hall got 15 snaps. Dude, I mean, maybe that was Michael Carter was in there when the game was out of hand, but man, if I was, you got to be riding Breece Hall. And from what I heard about Chris Long, dude, I guess they have a first-round draft pick to burn. He thinks that they need nobody can really trade it right now, but I mean, I keep on hearing about Kirk Cousins. I'd be fine with that. But yeah, I think that they're going to get a quarterback in there. So I think that I would trade for Breece Hall if he has another bad week. He goes against the goddamn New England Patriots next week. Yeah. So it's going to be a bad week. And then try to trade for Breece Hall.
Well, Mostert just recorded 121 yards and 2 touchdowns against Patriots.
But they were like literally playing prevent defense. Like that was like they were trying to stop everything over their heads. They were letting the Dolphins run.
They were like, we just don't want to get beaten by Tyreek Hill.
And they did a great job on everybody except for that Mostert home run play. And I wish I would have started Mostert, but like I said, I won. Thank God I won anyways. Otherwise, I'd be so pissed. But what the fuck, man?
Yeah, that's how
I started Josh Kelly over Mostert. Bad call, big turd Ward.
Oh, you did go with Josh Kelly.
Yeah, I did.
For some reason, I thought you said you weren't.
But I started Puka Nakua.
I did the same thing, and I got rid of Cam Akers, and then I had Kyren Williams. I'm like, I'm not starting him against the 49ers, and then he just goes and gets 2 touchdowns. And I'm like,
oh yeah, Kyren Williams. You didn't start Kyren Williams? I probably wouldn't have either.
Yeah, he was going against the Niners defense, and I'm like, not good, either. But he killed it.
He had like 7 receptions or something, or targets. Jason, good. I do want to go over because Puka is the man. I think that he might continue to be the man. So Cooper Kupp's snap percentage by position since 2021 is breakout year. 57% in the slot, like 37 out wide. Puka is doing 30% slot, 70% wide. So you see that, Cooper was at like 37% wide. Puka is 70. So they can play on the same team. It might be some crazy shit coming up.
I think it's more of Atwell who's going to be affected by Cooper Kupp's return.
And you and I have been saying that, but this is the first time where I actually saw a percentage breakdown.
The Rams are they lost yesterday, but they are a very surprising team. They do look good.
Dude, they can take on anybody. I do not care what the matchup is, because that was Death D-Day was yesterday.
Yeah.
And they held strong, man. So start Kyren Williams. Maybe Ronnie Rivers. I should maybe put Ronnie Rivers on the waiver wire show, but I rode that river last year, and that was not good. There was a lot of rapids, dude.
Yeah, just cry me a river.
Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Cry me. All right. Jason, this actually turned out pretty well. 55 minutes.
All right, because it was a lot of work yesterday.
Dude, tell me about it, Jason. Look
know.
at my eyes.
You are, I don't know how you do it. You're a madman.
We got 11 subscribers, I think, so far, and like 1.4 thousand views.
That's what makes it worth it.
Well, I'm going to continue to do it now, so I'm just like, but yeah, I forgot my sunglasses, and I was like, man, my eyes were just so killed today. All right, man, that is the show. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription. If you are not already subscribed, please subscribe. Help change our lives. Help change our lives. Buy Jason a cradle, for his baby.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Patreon.
Yeah.
Jason, you want to say anything? Send us out.
We got some more videos coming out this week. Tyler and I are doing player pause for the Giants at San Francisco. So Tyler's doing the Niners. I'm doing the Giants, which the first half of the Cardinals game, I'm like, this is easy. Don't start anybody. And right now, the only one that I could go into without even thinking about it was like, don't start Saquon Barkley.
I was going to say, dude, I would almost not start anybody versus the 49ers on the Giants.
I'm thinking about it. I think it's going to be that simple. I mean, yeah, they did put up 31 points, but it was against Arizona. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. That's tough.
Yep. But
all right, man.
We'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Deuces.